Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. This video is kind of all over the place, so I'm just filming what happened over the last few weeks. We're making a few changes to our bathroom, just some minor changes. Also, I'm sharing my recipe for sandwich bread that several of you have asked me about. We take Sophie back to genetics in a little spontaneous day trip to Greenville, and I'm also sharing a grocery haul and meal plan with you, as well as a few more kitchen organization tweaks. Okay, this week we are going to have some outlets put in our bathroom. And so right now we only have this one outlet. So that's actually my toothbrush. This is Gary's side. So my toothbrush is plugged up over there, and he also has his razor. So we're gonna have an outlet put here in the middle, and then also on my side over here, probably, I don't know, maybe under here, I don't know, something like that. And we're also gonna change out these mirrors. So these two mirrors, I feel like, don't really match the style of this bathroom. So we have a lot of black. We've got the black sink. I did change out the hardware to match what we have in the kitchen. Then we've got this sort of like boho vibe floor that's black and white. And then our shower is black and white, which we really do like the shower. We also have this big, huge tub. The tub we don't like as much because it's so big that if you actually fill it up to cover the jets, you've used your entire tank of hot water. And we have a pretty big hot water tank, but it's enormous. So anyway, that's a project for another day. And the floor, I feel like if everything else doesn't compete with it, or like it's not like a contrasting style, we can probably live with the floor. So we're gonna do a real small project, and that is take down these mirrors. I think you would probably say they're real farmhousey kind of style. And we're going to replace them with some other mirrors, and they're gonna bring in a little bit of this antique brass feel. I'll try to see if I can show you. All right, so these are the mirrors. They're actually like a medicine cabinet that's an outside mount, so they will they're gonna stick off the wall a little bit, like these are attached directly to the wall. These will come out a little bit because they're an outside mount. They're not meant to go like into the wall space. So we're gonna have those put up. We could put these up ourselves, but I really wanna make sure they're like super sturdy on there. We've got a handyman that has done some projects for us, and he's done a really good job at a really, really, really good price. So we got two of these. I kind of had them leaned against each other with a towel, and then those are the shelves that go in there. So we're gonna have these put up. I feel like it'll go with the hardware that we put on the cabinets. For now, we're gonna leave everything else. At some point in the future, we may do something else in here, I don't know, but it's certainly not a high priority. I need to clean the lights because I see that they're pretty dusty, so I'll do that. But that is one of the other projects that we're going to be doing this week. Now on to the sandwich bread. This is the bread that I've replaced pretty much any kind of loaf bread that I used to buy at the store. There is one change from the recipe that you see written here, and that is that I use honey instead of sugar. I actually started doing that after I showed this video here. I use the sugar and make it normally here. But after that, the very next time I made it with honey, and it was so much better. It smelled divine. And also this making it with the sugar, every once in a while you run the risk of it over rising, and with the honey that hasn't happened. So we really love this bread. We use it for toast and sandwiches and pretty much anything that you would use just a loaf of bread for. So I'm going to use my bread machine to make the bread, basically to make the dough, but I am going to bake it in the oven. So it does take a lot of the work from the process, because you can do all the kneading and most of the rising using the bread machine, and then go ahead and just bake it in the oven. The bread machine dough cycle takes about an hour and a half, and then after that I put it on the counter. I just lightly flour that, punch the air out of the dough, and I shape it into a loaf. At that point, I will let it rise for another 30 minutes before baking it in the oven. Once the dough has risen above the top of your bread pan, and this is a 9x5 bread pan, then it's going to be ready to go into the oven. I brush it with some melted butter, and then I bake it at 350 degrees. I'll put it in for about 15 minutes uncovered, and then after the 15 minutes, I will lightly cover it with foil just so that it doesn't brown too much for the last 15 minutes. And your bread is done as long as it's as brown as you want and it's at least 190 degrees in the center of the bread. I usually check this using a thermometer. I store the bread in these bread boxes that I got on Amazon. I'll have the recipe and the bread boxes linked below. Right, here is our meal plan for the week. I'm trying a new casserole today, which uses hash browns, like a rotisserie chicken, some other stuff, and then I'm also going to do some Brussels sprouts and some broccoli. Not going to make rolls because I ran out of time to make those. And then on Monday, I'm going to do some chicken strips with mac and cheese and green beans. On Tuesday, we're going to do some Philly cheesesteak sandwiches with fries. On Wednesday, I'm going to do lasagna rolls with breadsticks and salad, and we're going to have leftovers on Thursday because Sophie and I have appointments out of town. And then on Friday, we're going to do chicken hibachi with mixed veggies. And then on Saturday, I'm going to do a baked chicken with gravy, some frozen potatoes, and some salad. Okay, here is our grocery haul for the week. Went to Ingles this week just because of the things that I needed and just the time that I had to shop. Got a couple boxes of vanilla wafers. I got a whole bunch of strawberries. Those were on a good sale, and I want to do some strawberry ice cream. Got some milk for the ice cream as well. We got one thing of the sweet cream pancake mix and one thing of the Krusteaz waffle mix. I got some waffle cones for the ice cream, some eggs. This is a 60 count eggs, and some buns, and then a bunch of heavy whipping cream for the ice cream, and also probably to make some butter. Some cranberry juice for my mom, some chicken gravy, and then a rotisserie chicken for the casserole I'm going to make tonight. A couple of bags of fries because we were totally out of fries. And then our produce, I got some zucchini, some carrots, some tomatoes, some bananas, a couple of bell peppers, a cucumber, some matchstick carrots, some lettuce, and then we also got some mushrooms, some Brussels sprouts, and some broccoli. We got a couple of 3 bags of the shredded hash browns. One of those will go in our casserole tonight. Some ricotta cheese, some sharp cheddar, and some sour cream. And this is just like replacement for the pantry. Some light brown sugar, some powdered sugar. Then I also got some Cool Whip, some grated Parmesan cheese, and some butter. And then some apple juice and orange juice, and some flowers. Later in the week, we went to downtown Greenville before Sophie's genetics appointment. We went to the Coffee Underground, which is one of our favorite places to grab coffee in downtown Greenville, as well as Falls Park. We walked around, and it was just beautiful weather that day, a beautiful springtime day. And we spent some time here at the park before we had to go to the doctor's appointment. Once we finished the doctor's appointment, Katie wanted to go to the mall and look at a couple of stores, so we did that as well. So it was a nice day just being able to get away with my girls. Sophie was a little bit nervous, as you can imagine, because she had the doctor's appointment, and typically when we have genetics, it does require us to do some other related appointments later on, and referrals that come out of that. And that was the case this time, but it was still a great day, and the appointment went very well. It was just sort of a routine check. Sophie does have a rare genetic condition called SETD5, and that's why she's followed by genetics. Part 3 of my kitchen organization saga. I installed these in here the past couple of days, and then I also installed one over here. So that's a super large one here. I took the top shelf out of both of these cabinets. They're both really difficult to access, and so I do think that this is going to help me out a lot. So in a previous video, I showed y'all some of the other organization that I had done. So I did these pull-out things on either side of the stove, and that's been a fantastic help. So, and then I also had done a little bit of organizing, like, you know, in the cabinets and that kind of thing. So that's helped me out a lot as well. But now I'm kind of down to just this stuff here that has really never fit in the cabinets very well. I kind of want to have storage containers, which these are for my ice cream machine and these are for bread. I really want to have all the storage over here. And then I also have this roasting pan, which I don't use. I use it a couple of times a year. And then this meat thermometer, I use it fairly frequently. And then all of our grill stuff. This is our electric knife, which I only use a few times a year as well. So I was thinking the things that I use sort of a few times a year could go in here, maybe on the bottom. And then the grill stuff we use all the time, we could just put it on the top, sort of close to the door where we go out to the grill. So that's what I'm gonna attempt to do. And then there's the shelf that was in that cabinet. I'm basically just keeping all of those up above the cabinet, so I have like the custom size shelves for these cabinets, but I'm not going to be using them, but I don't really want to get rid of them either, just in case we want them or somebody else wants them in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on getting this stuff organized. Friends, we'd love to pray for you. If we can pray for you, let us know in the comments below. So those 2 bottles I keep in this area because we use them outside. The one bottle is just a bottle of rubbing alcohol that we use in this little thing that you make s'mores with, that we sit on the back porch table. Katie likes to use that to make s'mores. And then the other thing is a bottle of water we use for the Blackstone. So I decided just to take those and put them in this cabinet where we keep our coffee stuff, just because they fit very easily there, and I do want them in this area very close to the back porch where they're both used. So I felt like this would be better. They seemed like they wouldn't fit very well underneath. I mean, I could have kind of maneuvered it where it would work, but I also was afraid that they would spill or fall down, so I felt like this was just a safer solution. Okay, so I was able to get all the storage stuff in here. So got the little thermos things and then the strainer. This is where I've always really kept the strainer here. I've got another one that'll stack in there. And then on the top, I just have containers. These are all a little bit awkward, but we do use these. So those are ice cream containers that could be stacked. And then the bread boxes. Now I actually have 3 bread boxes, but typically at least one of them is in use. So I do have, probably can get one more there if I had to, or either I could rearrange things a little bit or even stack these things inside of there. So I feel like that's going to work okay for now. And I also have a little bit of room in that drawer, which is where I keep storage containers as well. And then down here on the bottom, I just have the roasting rack and the meat thermometer, and I do have room if I want to put bread boxes over here again, I could do that. And then up top, we just have all the grill stuff and the little skewers that we use when we do s'mores on the porch. These little things which go with the Blackstone as well. And then this one really should be on the bottom, probably down here. This is our electric knife, so we don't really use those. This just makes this a lot easier to get to all this stuff, so Gary will definitely appreciate that. All right, so I think we have now taken care of all of the problem spots in the kitchen. I have one little thing coming for under the sink, but honestly, under the sink is not really that bad. I just have the 2 containers. And then at the very back, we have some Drano and a fire extinguisher back there. But this is the stuff you see at the front is most of all we have under there. And then you've seen some of this other stuff. This is where we keep paper towels. The Lazy Susan, we kind of reconfigured that when we did these little pull out here. So the drawers are great. So I think that's it. So I'm really happy with the space that we have and how we have plenty of room for everything, and honestly a little bit of extra space that we don't even need. Here is how the bathroom turned out. We really love the mirrors. There's a lot of storage. One of them we just use for my stuff. Gary doesn't really have stuff. So for his mirror, we just use it as the medicine cabinet for all the medicines and things that we keep for our family. The thermometer, stuff like that, first aid things, all of that kind of stuff is on his side. It used to be in a drawer, so that did save us a bunch of room. So we're really happy with it. Thanks for being here today, friend. We'll see you next time. Bye.